Hello and welcome to episode 73 of the Wee Podcast. Clark here with Phil.
Hello.
So this week we've accidentally reverted to type. The way we were before, our old format, which is just one topic. The intention was to go through three, but this one is big.
We didn't realize how big it was.
Yeah, it's bigger than we thought it was going to be, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun looking into.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to love it. It's all about personality. So if you want to join us, there is a sort of a quiz at the end that we go through. It's on.
We say it at the end. It's like halfway through.
It's probably half the episode. It's 16personalities.com. So if you go on 16personalities.com, just click the free personality test.
Yeah.
We're going to run through it as a pretty substantial part of the episode, actually. But honestly, it's so interesting to do this. I'd suggest you do it even if you don't listen. If this is as far as you get, give it a go. But yeah, we hope you enjoy this one because we really did.
Yeah, it was class.
Woo! Have you ever wondered why everyone is different?
I've wondered why people are idiots.
Well, I suppose we're sort of getting into that today.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what we're talking about.
Do it?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's all about personality. We're going to go through what a personality is,
What we're
how
talking
the
about
hell
today.
I'm going to get one.
Just get to change your voice. That's like
So, yeah, it's something. Obviously, literally everyone has. Hopefully,
Well.
more or less.
we don't really
In
know
their
that, do
way. But we're going to run through basically. What are you thinking on my phone here? So we're gonna.
So you thought you'd blow it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it off. So basically, we'll run through sort of what makes you you. I suppose that's what your personality does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, yeah, personality traits and actions.
Alongside a few other things that we've done before, like we've done ethics, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've done things like that. So
We've done so many episodes now. It's like, what have we actually done in there?
So just for anyone that doesn't know what a personality is,
Get one.
a brief definition is basically the characteristic set of behaviours, actions and emotional patterns that evolve from biological and environmental factors. But I'll add a wee bit to that because I also think it's things that are like enforced on you as well. So like, I don't know, like, you know, like some people are brought up
Like
in certain
like it's
areas and
moulded.
they're a certain
Yeah.
way because of, I don't know, religion or whatever, just whatever their parents have
Influence
taught
their
them, you know,
parents, yeah.
a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah.
So I would add on there as well that it's not just it's not just biological or environmental is what's around you, but I also think it's the way other people act and then tell you, no, you have to also act like this and so on and so forth.
Well, sure, it's the same way, you know, whenever people have this like certain phrase or certain word, and then whenever you meet them,
Yeah,
and then sometimes
you say
it's
that.
really good,
Yeah,
and it sort of changes the way
you
have
speak even. Yeah.
converse with people. Yeah,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
But basically, to break personality down slightly further, it's broken down into basically statistically identified factors. They're the big five, which are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Neuroticism is basically if you're emotionally stable or not. The big five, as I say, they're commonly known as like the ocean model, which is literally an anagram of the
five.
letters.
Yeah,
Or canoe, that's another one too. So
I think I prefer ocean. It's nice and calm.
it sort of makes you feel that way, doesn't
Although
it?
canoe on a nice calm lake's quite nice all the same.
It's more fun to be had in a canoe.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're just in the ocean you might die. So
Well, not if you just put your feet in.
in a canoe in the ocean,
Oh,
that's where it's to be had.
Well, if it's upside down, you're sort of buggered then, aren't you?
Maybe. But what I'll do is I'll run through each factor. So as I say, there's only five of them, so it won't take too long. Just as to what sort of different ways you can be within each, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the first one we're going to run through is openness to experience. There's two different sort of ways you can be.
Orgies.
They would say, well, you could be then, if that was the case, you could be in the inventive / curious, or the other option is you're consistent slash cautious. So one is that you're more, this is how I always do things, and I'm not going to change because if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, oh, well,
just wing it.
See what the authority's all about then. So,
Okay.
basically, so
Here they come now.
there's the likes of appreciation for art, emotion, adventure, curiosity, that sort of thing. Openness basically is the way they describe it. I don't particularly like the way they describe it because I would disagree with the first point instantly,
Okay.
which is openness reflects a degree of intellectual curiosity, creativity, or preference, and a preference, for new things and variety. But I would say that, like, even if you do like doing things the same way,
Yeah.
and you are a bit more careful, it doesn't change.
Like,
It doesn't change how open you are to potentially learning new things. You just might want to learn them in the way you've learned everything else.
yeah, well, it's the same way whenever you go to school and stuff. People say they learn different ways. That you can learn verbally, you can learn, through.
We went through it on this.
Yeah, we've
remember?
been through it before, so it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean you're any smarter or any less
Nope.
smart than anyone else.
I think that's actually a conclusion we came to. It's all like, I think whenever we went through that whole learning one,
it's personal preference.
exactly. Our
Yeah.
conclusion was it doesn't really matter how you learn as long as you learn.
Exactly.
But anyway, that one there basically, it's been described as the extent to which a person is imaginative or independent. So basically, that one I would more agree with because
Yeah.
the inventive, curious, you might be like, maybe you're more likely to be an artist
Yeah.
than you are if you're consistent or cautious. Maybe you're more likely to be, I don't know, a lawyer, something like that, where you have to sort of do the same thing. You have to follow process, that sort of thing.
The law. You have to follow the law.
Literally, basically,
You're.
high openness can be perceived as sort of unpredictable. Somebody who's, I don't know, like a stunt double, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Balloon artist.
Yeah, you're more likely to
Hurt yourself.
yeah, just do. It's hard to sort of explain this one without making it sound like the person's nuts, but you're just more likely to do things that are out of the ordinary.
Yeah, like bungee jumping and stuff and
yeah,
skydiving.
exactly.
People just like to. Yeah.
It says here as well, individuals have a high openness, tend to lean in occupation and hobby towards the arts, which is sort of what we said, and the others tend to sort of go more towards like
Your
self-actualization, and
corporate
things.
type of jobs.
Yeah, like more things, like that there.
Have a
whereas-
structure.
Sorry, I've got that wrong around. Yeah, more like people with high openness will tend to go for jobs that are a bit more like, I just want to do this 'cause that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to draw on walls for a living.
Yeah. Banksy.
Yeah. Or equally, as you say, the other one might be a bit more, well, I'm happy to go up the corporate ladder and build that way.
Yeah.
So basically, what they would say is that people with high openness are more likely to pursue self-actualization, so actually something that fulfills them as a person, rather than
Just going for
basically
any
just
thing.
fulfillment of
Yeah.
I've filed everything I need to file today and I'm good. So
Still a nice feeling, all the same though.
no, 100%. People get their kicks in different ways, and that's just sort of what it's common to. Like openness to experience, I suppose that should maybe be openness to new experience.
Yeah.
Or
probably.
more varied experience, maybe.
But then what happens when you experience everything you want to experience? Then you become like the other one. Do you know what I mean?
I think the whole thing is that basically you're more likely to seek out something euphoric. So, for example, say you've done everything you want to do, skydiving, swim with sharks, everything like that. Then you might just be
skydive
like,
without a
you know what,
parachute.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn how to base jump, or I'm gonna learn how to fly one of those squirrel
Suppose there is.
suits, or
A what?
these squirrel. We open your arms. And
A
you look like
wingsuit?
Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
And
The squirrel suit.
or
Just imagine the big fluffy tail and all.
you're probably more likely to try drugs than another person.
Yeah, but enough actually.
So
Recreational drugs, of course.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Maybe prescription, who knows? But basically, yeah, it's
What
just
about paracetamol though?
no, too much. It's too hard.
Too hardcore. Ibuprofen.
But basically, that one I thought was quite cool. The inventive, curious slash or versus consistent, cautious. Next one, conscientious. There's effective or organized against the easygoing slash careless.
Okay.
So this is basically, are you more likely to be organized, dependable, show more self-discipline, be more dutiful, have achievements, or do you prefer and prefer plans rather than, do you want to go for a drink? Yeah, why not? You know,
See,
but I'm not really sure if I want to do that because you know, you'd
Yeah.
rather know way in advance that you're doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
I could be in between that, to be fair. Like I
Mm.
like plans whenever it comes to certain things,
Yeah.
but I just like winging it sometimes.
But then
so-
sometimes when somebody texts you goes, "Do you want to go do X, Y, Z?" You're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
It's good." It's basically the way they would describe it is high conscientiousness is often perceived as being stubborn or focused, whereas low is being a bit more, yeah, whatever. You know, I'm happy to do
Yeah.
this, that, and the other.
I understand that.
I've got, by the way, once I go through these, I've got very, very brief sort of sample, like ways for you to maybe tell which
Personalities.
what,
okay.
like what one you more swing towards within these.
Yeah.
So basically that one there, yeah, it seems to be a bit more. Are you more? I like doing things this way. I like knowing things in advance. Or are you a bit more flexible? Is a good word, I think.
It seems to be like they're all sort of following each other, doesn't it? Because
Mhm.
it's strange whenever you see the first one. Obviously, that's like the whole sort of following the corporate ladder type
Yeah,
of thing,
yeah.
and then like that's having a plan as well.
Yeah,
Whereas if you're more on the creative side, you'll wing things anyway.
exactly.
So it's weird how they sort of.
It is, but for
Alright.
example, like I would wonder whether a journalist
Mm.
would they come in under more creative and then more
Yeah, it's in between,
like
isn't it?
laddery. You know, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's
it's in between.
where you place people in this is really interesting.
Yeah.
We've got the extroversion. You know, obviously everyone will know that you're either an extrovert, an introvert, or somewhere in between. So outgoing and energetic, again solitary or reserved. So again we've sort of went through it there pretty much.
Yeah.
You're energetic. You know, you're assertive. You're sociable. You'll want to be the center of attention, or the other way around. You know, you're more reserved. You're quieter. You're maybe a bit more self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Um,
Sort of in your own mind when you're.
exactly, like extroverts, as we all know, are more like dominant in groups and more so.
Again, orgies.
Well, it's a perfect example. So
Everyone can just talk about it. Just coming down to orgies for some
it
reason. I
is.
don't know
Do you
why.
want it planned, or you just want to go in and just do it?
Just wing it.
So then again, there's not really much to go into that one. Everyone knows what that is.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone knows where they would fall on that ladder.
Yeah.
Then we've got the agreeableness one, which is friendly or compassionate against the challenging / detached ones.
It's more for debatable, like debates the other one, isn't it? The second one.
The
People just like to be like, well, you're wrong.
challenging detached. Yeah,
Yeah.
like basically, they've put it quite nicely, I think. So basically, your tendency to be more like loving, compassionate, and cooperative rather than more suspicious or like basically you question everything is a good
Yeah.
way to put it. So it's a measure of how trusting someone's going to be, how helpful someone's going to be, whether they're well tempered or not.
Mhm. That's tough to be though sometimes.
It is, and I think a lot of this is, I know it we mentioned at the start, it is due to your external factors or who's around you at the time
Mhm.
or how you've seen other people react, you know, all that sort of stuff. There is a lot of variables in here,
Yeah.
which does make it something really, like I think, see if I had any inkling of how to be a scientist, I think this stuff would be amazing
Yeah.
to look into
Yeah.
class.
Yeah. Definitely.
Basically a low agreeableness, so the ones that are more challenging detached, they actually tend to be the more competitive people
Yeah, makes
because
sense.
they're not, like for example in a football team they might be the ball hogs,
Mhm.
or in a group activity, say on the Xbox for example,
Or an orgy.
they'd be the one to be more interested in,
They do shit.
you know, having a go at someone rather
Yeah.
than saying, look, we all tried, you know,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They'd be more interested in saying, well, no, this was your fault, being more argumentative, and
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of things like that. So
Which
you're
one do you reckon makes a better leader then? The one's compassionate, the one that's just argumentative?
I reckon it goes along with it depends who you're with. So you need, like for example, say you're in a group full of extroverts, it might be better because they might enjoy, like everyone with them's going to be sort of fighting for, oh, look at
Yeah.
me, I'm the best. Say you're in a whole group of introverts. If you're in a whole group of extroverts, sorry, that were, let's go through these. Say we went through sort of more artistic, sort of inventive group of people that are somewhere closer to preferring a bit more structure in the daily life, but they
Yeah.
do enjoy sort of, you know, being a bit, well, I want to do that, but I can also do this.
Yeah.
That are maybe a bit more outgoing. And within this, would you rather have somebody who was more likely to be, so based on all that, would you rather have someone in charge who is going to be more caring and cooperative with the people around, or someone who is going to be and also more well tempered, or someone who's not going to be as well tempered, who potentially would be competitive and challenging? But the only thing is, they do tend to say that people that are basically more agreeable actually can be more naive or submissive, because they're like, yeah, I like that idea, but I also like your idea.
Yeah.
So I think
it's very indecisive as well.
Yeah, I think if you can get someone
in between,
somewhere maybe even slightly closer to the
argumentative,
the other one,
the challenging
like,
ones, yeah,
to sort of, because
agree.
But then you also want them if you're a leader below you,
yeah,
because you don't want yes men. You know, it's hard.
It's annoying as well, because you don't want to be that guy that's like, you know, it's my way or the highway, and if you constantly do it wrong 10 times in a row, your way,
it's your fault,
is the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good question, though. Actually,
yeah,
that'll be a really interesting one to look into whenever I'm a scientist. So,
Dr. Clark. That's what you're going to be called, by the way. Not your actual name, it's Dr. Clark.
Obviously,
yeah. A Bond villain.
But if we go into, I suppose this actually might link in as well. This is your neuroticism, so sensitive or nervous against the more secure, confident people.
Yeah.
So basically, it's all about the tendency to be prone to like stress. You know, are you more likely to be, I don't know, like emotional in an unpleasant way? Are you more likely to be, are you quick to anger? Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Are you vulnerable? Or do you have good impulse control? Do you not? They put it here as neuroticism can also refer to the degree of emotional stability and impulse control, and is sometimes referred to by its low pole, which is emotional stability. So essentially, high stability manifests itself as a stable and calm personality, but can also be sort of uninspiring, unconcerned.
Just
whereas low mental because you know, you can come across a bit sort of like cold. Whereas low stability can be like reactive, excitable, but can also be sort of like, you know, like actors and stuff would sort of, you know, they tend to be sort of like bubbly and stuff, but they always say, well, I like being an actor because I don't have to be me. You know, they can they tend to be sort of insecure. And also, just to add on the end of this, is that individuals with high levels of neuroticism tend to have a worse psychological well-being. So as well as they might seem a bit more like in control,
inside they're absolutely just crumbling.
Pretty much. You know, if you're a bit more like dynamic and happy and bouncy, you know, with you know I'm a bit more secure myself. You don't tend to be that way. So
then again, I mean, you can also fake that as well. I mean, look at Robin Williams, like
yes, no, 100%,
a great pretender.
You know, it's horrible still, isn't it?
Yeah,
near 5 years ago now.
I know, it doesn't feel like it, like, but it's weird, and the time just flies by, like, doesn't it?
It does. I was in America whenever he died, and there was one of the big screens in Times Square was he might have died, remember, in Miami, I can't remember. Whenever he got there was one whole big screen just dedicated to him. Didn't flick, it's just him,
just constant,
with his Robin Williams then his lifespan.
That's class, like,
it was cool, nice,
sad all the same, like,
it was a nice touch, so I have to say, like, it was good to see. So I said I had some samples of each one, so I'll run through them quickly because there's 5 of them, so obviously we'll get through these. So openness to experience, we'll go back to that one. So as we said, there's the ones that are more likely to sort of go out and do things, and more prefer sort of, no, I'd rather do this. So just some
your examples
samples.
could be near enough the same as mine. I've got like 4 different personality types, well, the 4 like actual personality types.
Oh, this is literally just, I have excellent ideas. It's like samples like that.
Okay.
So like, you're more like, for example, somebody who's a bit more open to change, things like that, may have excellent ideas. They tend to be quick to understand. They like using difficult words that are a bit different. You know, just to shake things up. Tend to be full of ideas. And then on the opposite side of this, the guys that prefer, I'm gonna say guys, I mean people that prefer, you know, more structure and things like that. They are not interested in anything sort of abstract or different. They don't have a particularly good imagination. They just tend to sort of go, right, okay, what do you want me to do? You know, they'll take the the instruction. They have difficulty in understanding different ideas as well.
Understanding.
So conscientiousness, as we said, was the sort of discipline and acting dutifully and all that sort of stuff. So basically, are you a bit more of a free spirit, or are you a bit more of you're there sort of thing? So are you messy or are you tidy? Is a good way to put it too.
Yeah.
So I'm always prepared. Somebody who would be highly conscientious. Pay attention to details. Do chores right away. Prefer order. Prefer a schedule. And are very particular in their work. And then the opposite will be leave belongings lying around, tend to make a mess, and often forget to put things back in the proper place, and will try not to do chores when possible. Moving on then to extroversion, again, it's all about the breadth of activities, not the depth. So basically, again, we've already done this. There's no point in me even going into that. Everyone knows that if you're an extrovert, you're a big personality.
You just do a lot of stuff.
Introvert, you tend to be a bit more into yourself and quiet. So just samples, we'll go through them quickly. Life of the party, don't mind being a centre of attention, comfortable around others, start conversations, talk to a lot of different people. And then the opposite again, don't talk a lot, think and act. Think a lot before you speak or act. You don't draw attention to yourself, you're quiet around strangers, and you have no intention of talking in crowds. Agreeableness, we sort of went through. Basically, you're interested in people, you sympathise with others, you have a soft heart, you take time out, you empathise, you try and make people feel at ease. And the other end of that, because this is one about the leadership, you're not really interested in what others are doing. You can potentially be insulting because you just sort of say what you think. You're not really interested in their problems, you just want to sort of get it done. And you have little concern for them too. So, and then we go into the neuroticism. As we said, we went through it. It's all about your emotion stability, things like that. So if you're highly neurotic, you can get irritated easily, you can get stressed out easily, you can get upset easily, you can have frequent mood swings, you can get worried about things, and you can be more anxious than most. And then just the opposite is you're a bit more relaxed, you don't really feel down. You don't rise to things, you don't really get upset. Your mood doesn't tend to jump up and down too much. And you're not really anxious because
nothing to be worried about really.
Your
mind's not
exactly
buzzing all the time.
Exactly, but I mean that's the 5 in 10 minutes.
Well, these are only like 4. They sort of do, have some sort of correlation. There are some things. The 4 are just average, reserved, role models, and self-centered. Okay. So you can already guess sort of what each of them are. So
average is a mix of them all.
Yeah, pretty much. But it just says average people are in high neuroticism and extroversion, like you've already said, while low in openness. Okay. So I don't really know where. I'm intrigued to see what the.
So what was that? High in neuroticism
and extroversion while low in openness.
So they feel a bit sort of down. Yeah. They're projecting themselves as like, I'm a big personality. Yeah. And what was the openness one?
Just as while low in openness.
And they prefer to have things done a certain way.
Interesting. So quote, I would expect that the typical person would be in this cluster. So they just assume that the average sort of average Joe would be in that sort of. Well, I would assume like the likes of role models and stuff would be the likes of your musicians and your, the whole creative side of things. But it says females are more likely than males to fall into this department.
Average.
Which
it wouldn't surprise me because I reckon a lot of girls. No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to guys, but I reckon a lot of girls give themselves a much harder time due to appearance and things like that.
Yeah, probably.
And then they would go out and still have like a personality in which they're.
Well, the thing that I like. It's strange to me that, and I've noticed this over a few years, that women go out with makeup and stuff in their bag.
Yes.
And spray in their bag. Yeah. Like, I can understand, if you're going through something at a certain point, but to have it constantly,
just in case,
it's just the back of your mind must be thinking, I just don't look good at all.
Oh, I need to reapply.
Yeah.
And see the real me.
Exactly. It's strange, doesn't it? I just never get that. But then again, I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know.
True, you barely wear any makeup anymore. Don't make an effort.
Alright. I try. So the reserved type is emotionally stable.
Yep.
but not open or neurotic.
Not open.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Reserved.
again, they're a bit. What was that type of person?
Reserved.
Reserved person. So that's.
So
That's an introvert.
Yeah,
That's an introvert. That's
it
somebody
speaks for
who,
itself,
like,
basically,
they like
yeah.
things a certain way. They keep themselves to themselves, and
Well, it says here that they're not particularly extroverted, obviously,
yeah,
but are somewhat agreeable and conscientious.
yeah,
So that makes sense.
they're sort of like the
That's
betas,
definitely not me. Like
the betas that
Yeah.
sort of just take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
just take it. Role models score low in neuroticism and high in all other traits.
Yeah.
The likelihood that someone is a role model increases dramatically with age.
Okay.
So it's probably like 80-year-old actors are like,
Sort of makes sense.
Yeah, well,
because you think about it, you don't really look up to somebody who's like 20 something.
no.
You tend to be like, oh, they're so cool, and they're like 40.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
weird,
yeah.
like, don't like how factual that is, then, to be
That's
honest.
so nuts.
Yeah.
That's such a good point.
It says life is easier if you have more dealings with role models. More women than men are likely to be role models.
Okay.
So, a lot of old. Well, I mean, I suppose.
I would say now, almost definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you think how many women are really standing up now and going, you know what? Screw this.
Yeah.
I'm going to just sort this out.
Yeah.
Whereas-
Just sort this out.
Whereas, like, you don't really get, you know, I don't know an example exactly, but you don't get that many, I don't know, like male actors kind of being like, guys, come on, you can totally do this.
Yeah.
It tends to be, no, I know that's a stupid point, but like,
No,
it tends to be like, for example, women politicians now.
Yeah.
I know Michelle Obama isn't a politician, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was in future. And
Well,
Hillary Clinton.
She is a very positive person.
Yeah,
She's always like, you
huge
can do
role
literally
model.
anything.
Oprah,
Yeah.
another big one in America. You know, over here you've got quite a lot of sort of female minority politicians, not in this country but in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do have quite a lot of them sort of pushing forward, even
But
as
even
close
that-
to home as like Lindsay,
Yeah.
for example, Lindsay Miller, Mayor of East Antrim.
But it's
she
not,
would
it's not even like things
push
like
for
that
that.
there. There's like an awful lot of women now are getting into the presenting roles as well, which is,
true.
you know,
Very
years
true.
ago would have been like, why would a woman be there?
Yeah,
You
what are
know.
you doing talking about male football?
Exactly.
But then you get Alex Scott, who comes and does the Premier League games, and she is amazing.
Yeah.
She's class.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
good
strange
point.
how
it's,
times
it's
are
really
changing.
funny whenever you think
It's
about
good.
it.
It's good to see. So the last one is self-centered, which is obviously they're all sort of like self-explanatory. Like you sort of know where you would fall, but obviously they're going to be like sub-genre type.
Yeah,
So you're going to fall.
You
with-
could be self-centered, reserved.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably couldn't be, but you know.
Well, no, well you could be because you're an introvert, so you're just going to be in your own thoughts all the time.
yeah,
aren't
I
you,
suppose
really?
you could be, yeah.
So it says self-centered people score very high in extroversion. Oh, oh, well that would make sense then, wouldn't it? Because if you're going out and you're like wanting to be the center of attention,
Yes.
it's
yeah.
all about you.
It's
You're
all
not
about
thinking
me,
about
me,
anybody
me.
else.
Yeah.
And below average in openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness.
I was gonna say in agreeableness, they're bound to come,
Yeah,
you know, bottom end of the
No,
scale.
I
Yeah.
disagree with all
No,
your
I'm
points.
not.
No, they're facts. No, they're not. Okay.
Fake news.
There's a very dramatic decrease in the number of self-centered types as people age, both women and men. So there you
I wonder
go.
if that has anything to do with having kids.
I just assume that kids would be a big factor because obviously you have to care for someone
Yeah,
else, you know,
yeah.
for 18 years of their life.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
at
mean,
least.
theoretically, like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
the age, isn't it? But I think just the older you get, the more experience you'll have had.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas whenever you're younger, you're just like you feel, you know,
Invincible.
invincible, so you're not really bothered about what people say or do or anything. But then again, and nowadays with the likes of the internet and stuff, people are getting bullied and stuff on Twitter and Facebook
Anywhere,
and stuff. So
yeah.
it's a weird one. It has certainly changed over the years, like
Has.
but I mean it'll get better. I mean with the people, loads of celebrities and loads of, you know, well, anybody's really that's taking to Twitter and to Facebook that are defending those sort of people, you know, then if they keep doing that, hopefully it will get a bit better.
Yeah.
But it is strange how things are changing now, isn't it?
The perfect example though is like you look at you remember the video of the guy that cried at the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it was awful.
All those
Terrible.
you think all the celebrities have jumped on that and were like, leave the guy alone.
Especially Mark Hamill, especially the guy that was, you know, in the industry and stuff. And
Yeah. In that genre,
in that franchise,
exact
yeah.
franchise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's good to see, like,
Was
but people that just tear people down for liking something just
that's ridiculous.
it baffles me though.
Ridiculous.
Like I just don't understand. Like I mean, fair enough if it's like I'd rib someone if it was like, oh I love, you know, the NFL, why that's stupid, and then just laugh at them for a bit, just because they were like, oh, you like
Rugby
UFC
for pansies.
yeah, but people say, well, why do you like UFC? Why do you like MMA instead of boxing? Well, it's just a different sport entirely, isn't it?
Exactly.
But people that always say, oh, it's just stupid. Why do you like that? Well, why is it stupid? Prove
You
it.
don't have to like it.
Yeah. Why, but it's the same thing whenever people say on like Twitter as well. They were like, I seen a guy say about Catherine Ryan, the comedian.
No.
You don't know her?
I don't know who that is.
Well,
Is she in anything?
She's only out of 10 Cats a lot recently now. I think she's
Glasses.
No.
No. Okay, who am I thinking of for the glasses?
I don't know.
I'll Google her and find her out. See if I do know her.
Okay, you probably do. You've probably seen it before, which is she's like a big thing with Jimmy Carr now, because Jimmy Carr does 8 out of 10 Cats with her and Rob Beckett, and they also did that Not Your Face or something you call it. Or,
Oh, her? Yes, I do know her.
yeah. So
Yes.
people say it's just not funny, right?
It's a matter of opinion.
Exactly, but this guy was like, which is I think's okay to say, but the way people deal with it is just it's bullying to a point where he was like, well, what he said was a bit stupid, but he was like, don't agree with. She was talking about Game of Thrones. She hasn't watched it, but she basically summarized what it is.
Yeah.
Because someone else told her what it was, and the guy was like, don't find her funny. She's only on comedy because of the way she looks or something.
Oh, harsh.
And I was like, okay. What you could have done just said, I don't find her funny, and that would have been the end of it. But
that's your opinion, and the rest of it's just conjecture, and you're making that up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
big sort of crap.
Exactly, and then people just tore him a new one, like
Jimmy Carr looks like a mannequin, and he's
he looks like the Goosebumps fella.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. Yeah. And he's a comedian, so
and he's doing well.
Some people don't find him funny. Like, for example, I personally don't think Lee Evans is that funny.
Don't even.
But I know most people do, but I
love him.
don't get it.
He's brilliant.
It's
just because his comedy's just so relatable. Like, he's an average Joe, and he always has been.
But he's that rich.
Yeah, but he is. But he doesn't do anything like extravagant. Like, he always says about. I was down in Tesco's the other day and seen this woman walking with a trolley. And she was shaking her trolley for some reason, and it's just getting really angry at people. But yeah, it's just relatable. I think that's all the reason why I think he's funny.
That's just, as I say,
that is just a matter of opinion.
That is not, I would go no further than saying I don't think he's that funny. I don't think he's funny because he sweats.
Yeah,
like come on.
Yeah, but then again, that's
nothing to do. Though. But it's nothing to do with how funny he is.
Yeah,
it adds to his act.
What you could have said was, I don't really find him funny. People find him funny because of his ears. Cause he looks like a monkey.
Quite big.
Yeah, but like that's
I didn't even pick up on that.
That's not even a fact. That's just another opinion. Yeah. But you just sort of throwing hate at them for no reason. You could just say they're not funny because that's their job.
But again, just to keep on the point of your man saying because of the way she looked, that's the equivalent of saying, oh, they only got, or Rachel Riley is only on Countdown because she's really hot. Well, no, she's really clever.
Yeah, but I mean, the job role she filled is, that's what she does. Yeah. She's really good mathematician. Yeah, like it just baffles me. But even still now, like Carol Vorderman, people are still objectifying her because of her bum.
She's still.
I have no idea. It's not something I've ever picked up on. But all I see, like, there's some things. What?
It's not a question I'm even gonna finish.
I was just like, because I seen this on Facebook and all the other day, and it was like, why are people still talking about her bum? Like, she's done
other Rachel Riley's bum.
I just don't understand, like, because she's been out of that sort of. Well, even the industry, I think she hasn't even been into anything to do with presenting or anything like that there, but she's been out of it, and all the people can talk about.
Celebrity, wasn't she?
I'm a Celebrity Millionaire, was she?
Pretty sure.
I can't remember. I didn't really watch the show, like, but people just talk about her looks, and it just baffles me. Like, she's not even in that sort of industry anymore. Like, I mean,
she's very famous though. Like, I know who she is from Countdown.
Yeah, but why?
It's crazy.
I don't understand when people start talking about her arse though.
It's because they don't know how else to sort of deal with the fact that somebody like her or Rachel Riley or
what could be pretty and
Catherine Ryan, how these people can be attractive and also good at what they do.
Yeah,
it's you're not allowed to be both. Pick one.
It's like an impossibility. I think it's absolutely it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But even with like her Lovey United as well, like people are saying that she's a fake fan and all, as well as she
behave. She's been on the Old Trafford since she was a kid.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's so stupid.
Well, you can't be good looking and be a United fan. Well, why?
Yes, you can.
Why?
Yeah, it
just doesn't make any sense. Look at half the footballers. They're all pretty boys. They're playing for the club.
Do you know who I found out is a United fan the other day?
No.
Raheem Sterling.
Oh, was he? Weird.
Isn't it? He played for Liverpool,
Yeah.
moved to Man City, but was a United fan growing up.
So is he not anymore?
Well, I would assume he supports City because he plays for them.
I don't think that makes sense.
But like, you'll always be the fan of the club you
Could
were.
you imagine playing for the club you absolutely despise, but you're getting loads of money?
Let's be honest, we'd all do it.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I do.
there's not even.
If I was getting like
There's not
200 grand a week for nothing, like.
He's easily on. If he's not 200, he's close.
Yeah.
And he's what, 23.
Yeah.
So he's doing all right. He seems like a really nice guy.
Prick.
I watched his interview the other night, and he just seems like a real down to earth fellow. Like, seems alright.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's not
Good
portrayed
personality
on the pitch. Good personality.
He's got a good personality.
My God. Well, we've got a wee personality test to take. We're gonna take it together, separately, obviously, but together but separately.
You go the first question, then we'll just go 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah. So basically, there's it says it takes less than 12 minutes to complete, but if it doesn't, then oh well.
We started now.
Yeah, I don't even know how many questions there are, but it just says to answer them honestly. So don't be cheating.
Answer honestly, even if you don't like the answer, is the exact term. It says also try not to leave any neutral answers,
Because then you're not really figuring.
Otherwise, you'll just be
unless you're just an average Joe.
You'll just be a grey blob.
Yeah. So first one is: do you enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people?
Oh, also there's 7 dots.
Yeah.
There is disagree is on the far right.
There's
Agree.
three green for agree.
Yeah.
3 green for
Grey
agree.
one.
And then 3 black
Black.
for disagree, and then there's 1 grey tiny one in the middle. Is it black?
Black.
It looks brownish, like a purpley brown. I don't know.
I'm gonna stay black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a better color. Just yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We've got red or green. We've
got
got green. We've got green and black.
Oh my
I was
God.
thinking it should be red.
Yeah.
That's the.
I just prefer red. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, do you enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people? I'm gonna go. Are you gonna say what you're gonna go for, or are you just gonna go and hit it?
Yeah, let's say it. Why not?
Okay. I went for the big agree.
I went to the second one along from the big agree
Okay.
because I like vibrant social events, but with like 10 people of like say the group.
So you don't like going to gigs?
I do, but I know I really do. I love going to gigs, but like I think for me to have like a real good social event with like 15 close friends is better.
Yeah.
Like if we could clear everyone else out,
Yeah.
that
So
would
we'll
be
go to a gig with 10 people and we'll just enjoy it.
like the wedding. Be great.
Yes.
When Raised on Rock, like,
Yeah.
that was great.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. The next question then is: you often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas.
What, like winning the lottery? That's not really much of a personality thing. That's just like I just like
You
listening.
often spend time exploring unrealistic. I go with the same one. I'm gonna.
I would probably go with the middle one. Well, when I say middle of the
middle green dot. Yeah.
Yeah. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like.
Yeah.
I like saying in the week I would like to do these things, and then we just sort it out when we're there.
Yeah, but you could do them in like.
Yeah, in any order.
Any order. Yeah.
You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place.
Oh man,
all the time.
I do it all the time. So I should have said that. I would have got him. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally and try not to solve their problem. Yeah. Well, I don't ever try to solve people's problems because it's not my job to.
I think the first thing I tend to say is, if you need anything, let me know.
Yes, that's more to support them emotionally than it would be.
Yeah.
So
okay, I'm gonna go big green.
Yeah, big green's the best way to go.
People can rarely upset you.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that.
But like, whenever I read upset, the first thing I think of is make me gurn, but it's not. Being upset's pissed off.
Yeah. People don't really do that for me. Like it just it doesn't. It's not like instant.
No, it's not.
You have to keep
people.
drilling.
It takes people to grind at me. To annoy me.
Yeah. I'd probably go the middle green for that one, because
people can rarely upset you.
It's not. It is rare. Like it is rare. Maybe the bigger green. I don't know. I might go big. I'll go big green.
I'm going middle green because to be honest, say for example, if the solicitor had rang me earlier and said we made a mistake, I'd have been annoyed.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah, that's true.
So I am gonna go middle green, and then I'm gonna hit next.
I'm gonna go big green. I'm gonna keep it big green.
Okay.
Did you have to scroll over to the top again? Did you?
No, it just goes up.
Wow, well I had to scroll. So
Right.
there you go. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. I would disagree with
I
that.
massively disagree.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority.
See, it depends
Well,
on
not
what
putting them in
plans. Yeah, like say if you were going to dinner and you had to like put them on hold for like an hour, you had a like reservation for like 7, or no, say if you were working right until say 6, which is your normal, and then you're like, oh, I have to stay for an extra half hour just because you had to, and then you had to like rebook it for 7.
I'm gonna go small agree.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go.
Because you would take some work home with you, right? Wouldn't you?
Sometimes.
So then you would have to do that at home.
Yeah.
So you'd have to postpone. So say if you're like, can you stay till 7? No, I'll stay till 6:30, but then I'll do the rest of it when I get home.
Yeah, and I know Rachel does that too.
Yeah. So
I would go small agree because it's not that I then say, right, well, I'm definitely gonna go back and do that straight away because I might need like 20 minutes to do nothing or half an hour to do nothing.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah. You really worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. It depends who the person is. Like if I couldn't care less if it was like anyone, like if someone said I want you to like them, then I would make an effort. But it wouldn't just be with anybody. Like it would like say if it was like parents or something like.
Well, that's a good one.
You know
Actually,
what I mean?
I was just about to say there has been no one that I can remember recently walking away going, I really hope I made a good impression. Like honestly,
I'd go middle agree maybe.
Can I go neutral? I can.
Yeah, actually no, it's not a bad shout.
I think I'm gonna go neutral because
that's not a bad shout.
I don't think there's. I definitely don't fully agree because, as you say, there are times when it does. Or, for example, say you've, I don't know, met somebody who could potentially get you a job or somebody who could potentially, I don't know, do something for you in future. You're sort of, well, I suppose. Yeah. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored.
Yeah. Well, it depends. By yourself, you could be reading books, you could be watching films, you could be doing anything. Do you have to be inside?
I would get bored though.
Would you be inside though?
It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend, so it's Friday through Sunday, all by yourself without feeling bored.
I'd probably go neutral there because I wouldn't agree or disagree with that.
I'm gonna go first agree, you know, the small one.
Yeah.
Because I think I would eventually be like, oh my goodness.
No, I don't think I could probably be, I could be in between. Like I could get bored, but it would all depend on what I'm doing. Like say if I'm watching a film I really want to watch, or playing a game that I have a goal to achieve, or if you could go outside, then you'd be going and doing whatever you want.
No one's allowed near you.
Well, I don't know. But I don't know because obviously being by yourself is very different because you would have to be inside to be by yourself. Surely you could go outside and be like, "Oh, there's Billy, hello."
True.
You know what I mean? So you'd have to be inside, just like reading or gaming or watching stuff, or playing with yourself. You just don't really. Orgy by yourself. All the balloon animals coming out. I don't know why I said that. You're more of a detail orientated than a big picture person.
Detail oriented than a big picture.
Well, that's. I might go for the first we agree.
I'm gonna have to go neutral.
Really?
Because instantly the first thing I thought there is thinking into, for example, like projects that I would the first thing I do is sort of go, where do I want this to be?
Yeah.
And then I go, right, okay, and what steps do I need to take to get there?
Yeah. And
then within those, I'll break those. I'm gonna go neutral because I feel like I'm right in the middle of both. Okay. I need both.
Okay.
You're very affectionate with people you care about. I just 100% agree with that. Yeah. I'm going all out agree.
Affectionate though?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, for example, if your mom comes in to the room, are you gonna, and she's saying, right, go to bed, or I'm going to bed, are you gonna give her a hug and a kiss? Or are you just gonna go, right, no.
Yeah.
You know, and
suppose.
Your girlfriend, you know, your mates,
I just
like, for example. What?
I just kick her out of bed.
I'm going full on agree.
Yeah, I'll probably go middle agree.
Okay.
I'm hitting next. Oh, I actually went the whole way to the top this time.
There you
You have a careful and methodical approach to life.
I'm
I'm just going to go small agree.
going to small disagree.
Careful and
I
methodical.
don't think I really have a methodical approach. I sort of do whatever I want. Otherwise I'd be an accountant.
Suppose. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, careful and methodical approach to life. I think that was that.
To me, that sounds like you have a plan and you know what's next and you're going to follow that plan, and I just don't.
Well, to me, whenever it says about life, it just means like, do you really care about like what you're doing?
See, I do, but I don't. I'm not being methodical about it. So
I'm being careful though. Like I don't want to like eat nuts and die.
No, you don't.
So I have to be careful to some degree. Like.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my readout now.
Yeah.
You're still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago.
No, not bothered, but I regret some bad
You're
mistakes.
still bothered by the mistakes you made.
I'm gonna go mini disagree.
One small agree, because I wish I'd done a different degree, and that still annoys me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. No. Disagree, big one.
Disagree, yeah.
Yeah. I like being in the action.
I enjoy having a good
having
chat with
fights.
a lot
Oh,
of fighting all
okay.
the time.
Yeah.
You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them.
Yeah, I would agree.
You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them.
I'm big agree. Sorry, I can't stand people who do that.
I'm gonna go middle agree on the basis that it's not that, like, when it says relate, I can sort of be like, I can see why you're acting like that, but I don't understand why you're acting like that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
do you know
Like-
what? Actually, do you know what? You've changed my mind there.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
going
understand, but I just don't like it when people do it because
Mhm.
it's just stupid to me. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalogue.
See,
Yeah,
this has changed for me recently.
because you just
I've started
Stick
doing
where you
that
want
thing where I'll find. So I'm gonna go small disagree because I'm still working on it. Because we
Well,
still sometimes do.
see if I'm by myself.
Oh, it's like you know what you want.
I know, so I would have to disagree completely with that one.
Okay. I'm gonna go small disagree on the basis that I've got away from that flicking, but still sometimes happens.
Okay.
You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. I'm going full on agree with that. That's something I feel like I'm pretty good at.
You pride yourself on.
Yeah.
It depends. If someone's shooting at me, probably not. But I just shoot back and kill them accidentally on purpose. What?
Uh-huh. Just after what happened this week.
Yeah, but she wasn't shooting at anyone.
No, she wasn't.
It's very different.
It's just.
It's not bad timing.
No.
It's not bad timing. I'm just saying if there's someone was shooting at me, I would shoot back at them if I had a gun.
What did you go for?
I went to the middle agree.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually working well now. It's going up and down. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's good. Handy wee thing.
This is mine, isn't it?
Yep.
When in a group of people you do not know, okay, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. Very seldom I'm in a group of people I don't know.
Scenario on that one's funny because for me,
Well, why would you ever be in a, unless you're like, because why would you ever be in a group of people you don't know? Unless it's like group therapy or something.
I mean, it could be in a meeting, it could be training, it could be, I guess it's something like a wedding that maybe you're friends with the bride and groom who have invited a lot of other friends.
Oh, I'd talk to anybody, so I'd probably have
Yeah.
to disagree with that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go middle disagree.
Oh no,
I mean,
hang on.
there's
You have no problem jumping right into the conversation. No, I'd
no, I'd middle agree then. Sorry,
middle
I
agree.
missed
Yeah,
that
that was yeah.
because there would be sometimes I would just listen.
Sometimes it's better just
Yeah.
listen, isn't it?
So, okay, you're going.
Nope.
When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical.
Rarely ever have dreams. I'd be neutral there because I don't really have dreams. And whenever I do, they're all over the place. So
I had a really weird one recently, but it was weird because it felt very real. I'll tell you actually what happened. See, today, like literally today, my mum came in and asked me something and I was like, sorry, last night it was. She comes in and she goes, and this was real. I asked her, do you have to renew the dog license? And she was like, what? I was like, do you have to renew the dog license? She was like, no. you license the dog once per address. If you change address, you pay to get him re-microchipped.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear to you, I've seen a re-registration form for the dog somewhere in the house. There's definitely no re-registration form in the house.
Dear.
I was like, well then that has to have been a dream. I've legitimately dreamed that is a thing.
So that's not fantastical.
No,
that's just realistic.
I would say that I'm gonna go sort of mid disagree because I do have some weird ones. Like, for example, whenever I had the sniper, the Izanagi's burden. Remember that dream? That was weird.
Well, what would
in fact, I'm gonna go small disagree because I do have some born dreams, but then I have some like mad
I
ones.
just don't have really. Mine are more realistic if I were to have any. So
stick neutral maybe.
I'd probably stick neutral. Yeah. In your opinion, is it sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life?
I'm going middle agree.
You sort of have to sometimes, don't you?
No choice.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's not like if you're gonna be
it's not malicious.
Prick, don't be a prick about it. Yeah. But it's sometimes you just.
But if you're sitting with someone who has the traits, like if they want to get the job, but they don't have the traits to actually get the job.
Or equally, if you're sitting beside someone else who is exactly as good as you are at the job, you're gonna try and get ahead of them.
Exactly. So, it's just life, isn't it? Yeah. True.
I'm gonna go middle agree. So you're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. I'm
gonna go bottom agree, tiny agree.
You're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked.
Don't really get sidetracked a lot often. It's just like I know it'd be nice to get certain things but trying to get those goals in this.
I'm gonna middle agree because I know there's certain things I know I want to do, but they just take time to do. And whenever I do get sidetracked, I always go back. So that's what I'm gonna go for.
Okay. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. No.
Gonna go middle disagree. There are some times, for example,
you sort of catch yourself on.
You can, sometimes. But like for example, if I don't know, like I suppose a good example would be, say you're super certain about a fact and someone's like, no, it's genuinely not.
Yeah.
It shows you that you're like, oh,
yeah,
that changes everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go medium disagree because I wouldn't like doubt like ability or anything usually. Yeah. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know.
Many disagree. I think small disagree. I like to meet new people and stuff. Lauren always says, "Why do you just go and talk to random people?" I don't know.
Yeah, it's always fun to do that. Yeah. I'd go medium disagree because, like for example, whenever Callum and I went to America, I was the only person that bothered. He didn't bother speaking to anyone. If like racing our way somewhere, it tends to be the same thing. You know, we'll have a wee chat with people and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Sure go. I read that one, did I not?
Pretty sure I did.
Okay. I'll just go for it. Sorry. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Completely disagree.
You would sort of need to know like.
Philosophical is not like a religious thing.
No.
So for me, that like if something gets like sort of deeper, I sort of start.
I like deeper chats, but I don't like deeper chats where I don't know nothing about it.
No, but like where you can start putting your spin on things, I enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I probably go middle agree because sometimes
people lose interest or don't.
Oh, disagree. So you
middle disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would never let yourself cry in front of others.
Don't know.
Depends the situation again, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think funerals are very different from just normal day-to-day life. Like,
good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care less if anyone see me cry at a funeral. Very different.
No.
Maybe neutral for that one.
No, I gotta go small disagree because I don't. As you say, it depends on the scenario. Like funeral, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go small. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go neutral because it doesn't. It just doesn't matter. You know, he sort of has to be the right time.
Okay. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones.
I would agree. Middle agree with that one. It all depends on your mood that day. Because say if you want to go for dinner, You don't want to be in a
you
place
don't
where
want something mad.
where if you want to go for a pint, you'd probably rather be in a place where it's absolutely pumping.
I'm going to go small degree on the basis that, well, it's what I said earlier, I quite enjoy
Intimate.
sort of 15 people places, but
Yeah.
I also love gigs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's, anyway.
You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future.
Yep.
Big agree. Sorry, big agree, not big disagree. That'd be terrible. What's happened?
It went back to 0% if I pressed that.
No, it
I'm
didn't.
not joking you.
No, it
I'm
didn't.
not joking you.
Oh. Oh my goodness me. That's shocking.
It's okay, I'll catch up.
That's shocking.
I'll catch up, you carry
Okay,
on.
so then we've got this one. So, did I read that one there? I did read that
You're
one.
gonna have
So
to
you
read them
can't,
all.
yeah.
You're gonna have to read them all.
When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Life-changing choices. So what is I don't know. I'd
What was
probably
that question?
go,
Just so I know where you are.
when it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head.
Okay.
Are you on that one now?
No.
Nowhere near it.
No, I'm about 2 pages behind it.
I'm probably going to go to probably a small agree, because listen to your heart rather than your head. Sometimes you're... Alright. Probably, yeah, because it makes more sense. And if you think logically about things, then sometimes like life-changing things aren't really going to be
Yeah.
that logical. You know, you're sometimes
True.
like, well...
You know.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly. Yeah, well, that's really more your gut feeling than heart. But next one, you cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. So, what be? Ooh, jeepers! You hear the thunder in my belly?
No.
Mad. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience.
What's that? Like a opinion or a religion?
I would assume religion, because
Yeah.
you can't really touch it. You can't see it. Well,
You can experience it,
You can
though.
experience it though. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience.
Space.
But then people do
You
that.
can see space.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at this. I don't know.
yeah. I'd probably just go to disagree. Mini disagree, small disagree, probably. I go to. I don't know. We're on the next page now, so.
It's okay. I'm catching you.
Okay, you usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive.
Oh.
That's a tough one, because it depends on the person again.
Yeah. Depends what they've done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if someone smacked me in the face, I'd probably, well, I'm not going to forgive you for that, am I? I would disagree. Oh no, you should prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Yeah, I'd small agree. Sorry, I would small agree with that one. You often make decisions on a whim. No, definitely not. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Disagree. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or movie. Oh.
I'm very close, so slow down. I'm now at this imagine yourself part,
Okay.
so I'm almost there.
Okay. Well, you could probably talk about this one though. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie. Sometimes
All the time.
it depends.
Honestly.
Like, if it's like a song, like a summer song, I already know the meaning behind it. But if it's like a
More
sad song,
movies for me.
Yeah.
Like, I think more movies for me, because like songs, I think they're very situational.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. So are movies though. I think as well. Like I think if you're watching a movie whenever you're sad, it's a happy movie. You don't tend to like it as much.
Well, it's more like what I find myself doing is like at certain points sort of going, for example, anyone that hasn't seen season 8 of Game of Thrones, episode 1, which your fault by this stage, it's been out for like 3 weeks, but basically,
I haven't seen it yet.
sorry, you won't watch it, but there's a part where Jon Snow finds out he's a Targaryen, and he's standing in front of the statue of his mother,
I've seen that.
who he didn't know was his mother,
Yeah.
and behind him is who he thought was his father, who was actually his uncle. The statue, obviously, because
Yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah.
But like the way it's shot is just amazing. But whenever you see that it was deliberate,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, it means so much more the way it's filmed. It's just
Yeah.
class. Very,
Okay.
very good.
So I'm gonna go to medium disagree or medium agree. Sorry, I'm awful at this, aren't I? Medium agree with this one. You often put special effort into interpreting real meaning of the message behind a movie or a song. Next one, are you close now?
You have a bit special ever in Turban. Yes. You always know exactly what you want.
This is the one we're on now.
Okay. You always know exactly what you want, so I'm there now. Yeah.
I do.
Not literally every time.
Depends if it's food though, because if I want, like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like, am I in the mood for chicken or beef?
Beef.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes like that. So I'm going to go small degree probably with that one. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
Again, small disagree for me because of the degree thing.
Yeah. You rarely think back on the choices you made.
Because that is something I don't think I'll ever not think. Well, imagine I'd done a different degree, what could have happened?
Yeah, I probably small disagree as well, because some things I've said to people have been like, that was stupid.
When in a public place you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas?
Disagree completely.
In a public place you usually... Depends what it's for. If it's for like dinner, I'm going to go medium disagree, because if it's for dinner I prefer to be somewhere...
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. I'm going to go small agree with that one, because you can't really focus too much in the future if you don't really know.
So one I'd pick a wee agree there as well.
Yeah.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I'm going to go disagree, because... Not big disagree, but the small one, because as I said earlier, I do think there's sometimes where I'll be like, okay, I get why, I get that you're upset, but I don't get why.
I'll go small disagree, just because sometimes people will be the same way with me. You know what I mean? So just no one's going to be the same. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. I suppose you would need, if it's a project where it needs money, you would need to be like, right, I need this much money to do this part, and then whenever that part's done, we can invest our own. You know what I mean? Like you would need to do certain things, but make as many decisions up front as possible.
Again,
they're subject to change, aren't they? They're subject to change.
That's what I'm going to go neutral on that one.
Yeah.
Reason being is because I don't think you can, like, because those decisions, like, you might make them at the start, but they might change shortly after. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you.
No. I couldn't care less if people think of me. I'm gonna go medium disagree, because if it's like, well, your parents are probably be disappointed whenever you're a kid anyway, like, do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't matter. I'm gonna go big disagree, because I don't care. I don't care. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. How would you know if they're interested or not before you've...
Maybe they're wearing a top hat.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I'd be comfortable to walk up to someone and be like, why are you wearing a top hat?
Yeah. What am I wearing that for?
For the crack, mate.
You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Yes.
Well, we do though, because we talk about them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go medium agree probably. Yeah. I wouldn't do it by myself, but I would, like, if someone else was talking with it, I would, like, strike up a conversation where we would talk about that sort of thing, but I wouldn't go, what would it be like to win the lottery?
Yeah.
You know, just by myself. Sit there. I could do this, I could do that.
Look at all the things I could do.
Yeah. You look after yourself first and others come in second.
That's a hard one.
Depends though, doesn't it? I mean, if I had won, like, a thing at Limelight and I wasn't able to go, then I'm not able to go, but I don't know. Looking after yourself's different, because it's like food and then you got it. Like, what would that mean?
Well, like, for example, say, now this is if you, because you just mentioned food. Say for example you go and you've made sausages for 3 people, and the first person took 3, the next person took 2. You wouldn't care about getting 1. Yeah,
well, I wouldn't. Yeah.
You know, so I've sort of went, you look after yourself first and others come in second.
I'd many disagree, I think.
I've had that select the whole time, because I tend to think that whenever it comes to things like that it's nice to be selfless, and
in that sense, but I think
but there are times you need to just go, look, I can't, I just can't.
Yeah.
So
you have to say no at some point.
Even when you've planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing whatever you feel like at any given moment. Small agree on that one for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Yeah. Your mood can change very quickly. No. Ooh, no, that's it. It depends on certain situations again, though. Nah, do you know what? I'm gonna go disagree. Small disagree, because it wouldn't
Yeah.
just instantly change.
Okay.
Is it me again?
Yeah.
You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Hmm.
Human existence, maybe, but not meaning of life. They're sort of two different
one.
questions.
The reason for it, as in why are we here, and the meaning of it. What are we supposed to do here?
See, I would interpret that as meaning of life as in what is your meaning of life and not the general meaning of life. But then,
Well, I listened to a whole podcast on existentialism, so I'm gonna go with. I sort of agree with that one.
Yeah, I'll go small. Agree with that one. Here we go.
You often talk about your own feelings and emotions.
Well, that depends again. If you're talking to someone else about it, like, you know, I would listen to them, and then I would.
Do you talk about yours?
I go small. Agree on that one because you sort of have to, don't you? At some point.
Yeah. Suppose.
Yeah.
That's your one.
You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Well, no, we don't.
Not really. I've some things I'd like in at the moment.
Oh,
but career development.
Yeah, I suppose.
You rarely dwell on your regrets. I agree with that.
Yeah, small agree or
I'm gonna go
medium.
Yeah, because again, it's a whole degree thing.
Yeah, I went small on that one. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway.
Nope.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I quite enjoy, as I say, like groups and stuff.
We all
LOL. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary.
I am in between, but I am more of a realist than I am a visionary.
Yeah, I'm on small agree.
I'm a medium agree.
Okay.
You find it easy to empathise with a person who's gone through something you never have.
Ooh.
I don't think I could because I don't know. I wouldn't know. Like, there's not.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
I think.
I would small agree with that one. Maybe. Find it. I wouldn't say I'd find it easy, but I would just find it.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organised and consistent efforts.
Again, it depends on the job, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sort of does. I'm gonna go neutral. I'm gonna go neutral because
Yeah,
I think I'm sort of I can be both.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last 5 questions. Is it?
Yep.
Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree.
Okay.
You're on.
Me. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes you need a movie. Sometimes you need a party.
I'm gonna go small agree because.
I'll go middle agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna go small agree because again, sometimes I do just like.
Sometimes it can be exhausting. Yeah. You frequently find yourself wondering how technology advancements could change life every day.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something.
Lauren does pull me in this all the time. I just don't.
No.
I just don't. It's which I really should work on. To be fair, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You should always consider how your actions might affect other people. I'm gonna medium disagree because I think I should sometimes.
You need to flush.
What did you? No. What would you put for that one?
I put small disagree.
Small disagree.
I'm
spontaneous sometimes.
Too often.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm the same. Like
Honestly.
if someone like say if like Laura and I have not plans, but like say we're gonna see each other, and then someone's like, "Hey, do you want to come round to mine for a drink, or you want to come to Lasner or something?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
I used to.
And
be
then
worse.
I'll talk to her and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to there on
So I
Saturday."
not tell you that.
Yeah.
I used to be worse. I actually lost a girlfriend with it.
Maybe one day I will.
I just realised. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, like, I swear to God, like, before I went to America, I was going up to Cam's house all the time, and I would get a text, and I'd be in his bedroom, like, "Where are you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, shit."
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Well, see, I've never done that. Like,
Oh, I used to be terrible. Like, I used to forget and just be like, "Yeah, I'm going up," and that was it.
oh, go on.
That's why we're not together anymore. And also, that clearly was not working.
No.
You still honour the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart.
But see, sometimes I do this as well.
go even if you don't really want to.
Yeah.
So do I. Yeah.
I'm gonna go medium agree. No, small agree. Small agree for that one.
Okay.
No, small. Small. Definitely.
Rarely.
Yeah, small. You really feel insecure?
Yeah, I guess so.
I would go medium agree with that one.
Okay.
Because sometimes you do feel a bit like, oh god.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But then, okay, so this is the final see results moment. There you are. Have you got a wee man and all, have you?
I have a wee man. Is your man holding the sword?
Yes.
Your protagonist?
Yeah.
So am I.
What did you get for the so the way the screen's laid out is you have a little like man. It says your personality type is, and then mine says protagonist, and then ENFJ-A.
Yeah, same.
Okay, and then it says mind. This trait determines how we interact with our environment.
Uh-huh.
What did you get for extroverted/introverted? Their percentages.
So 89% extroverted.
81.
Ooh, and then 11% introverted.
19 obviously. Energy.
I got 60% intuitive
Okay.
and 40% observant.
63 intuitive and 37 observant.
So should we say with energy, this trait shows where our we
direct
our mental energy. So 60. What did you say you got? Sorry.
63, 37.
Okay.
Intuitive, observant.
Yeah. Nature, this trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. I got 46% thinking and 54% feeling.
32% thinking.
Oh dear.
68%.
Oh dear.
Okay. Yeah.
Tactics, this trait reflects our approach to work, planning and decision making. 57% judging and 43% prospecting.
That's 53% judging and 47% prospecting.
We're quite close in all these here.
Yeah.
Apart from that nature one, we're quite.
Yeah.
Identity, this trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions.
Okay.
69% assertive and 31% turbulent.
So close. 67 and 33.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That was fun. That was a really good quiz.
It's really like into it though as well.
Yeah. I would highly suggest people try this.
Yeah.
16personalities.com. This one's went over this week, so we're not going to bother with part 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We'll get really into what they were going to be next week.
Well, we should also mention that we're both going to go and see
Endgame tonight.
Endgame tonight.
That is what we're going to discuss next week.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, feel free to skip and then come back, because it's gonna have spoilers. There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
By the time it comes out, the movie will have been out over a week, so I don't think it's unreasonable.
It's your own fault.
But I'm still going to finish with a quote.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the quote does come from our very own Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Compromise where you can. Where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right, even if the whole world is telling you to move, it's your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say, no, you move."
Yeah. See, now that just riled me up for Endgame.
How good is that quote?
Just riled me up for Endgame.
I love that quote. So I'll read it again because it's just so good. "Compromise where you can. Where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right, even if the whole world is telling you to move, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say, no, you move."
Yeah, that's class, like, isn't it?
Love that quote.
You ever wrote that? Like, you ever wrote that for the film? Just
Did I have a name?
needs help. Like, that's
I know
insane.
it's been cut off, unfortunately.
Well,
But,
that's a shame.
That's my fault. But yeah, 16personality.com, isn't that what it was?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna test Lauren afterwards.
16personalities.com.
I'm gonna see what she gets.
It's good fun.
Surprised we both got the same
It
one,
took
though.
longer than 12 minutes.
Yeah, but we were talking about in between though. Like
Mhm.
it was very. If we just said blah, 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 blah,
Just do it.
yeah.
But yeah, that's personalities, and that's our personalities.
Weird how we're quite similar in that
so
sense. Like,
yeah, I mean it was fun to go through. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this one, folks, because that one was a wee surprise back to the old format, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we didn't expect it to be an hour and
No.
12 odd minutes.
We were like, oh, first half an hour, we'll knock that out, it'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, folks, we'll leave that one. We'll call it an episode, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.